Welcome to Chaotic Harmony. My name is John.
This is Crystal. We talk about the joys and the challenges of teaching music in the elementary school classroom.
We share struggles, we brainstorm solutions.
And we would love to have you join us. Hi, John.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode.
89.
89!
89. We're inching closer to the big
Wow.
100.
What are we going to do?
When we get to 100?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Do we have a plan?
No.
Okay.
Listeners, do you have suggestions?
I don't know. I mean, I think they might have suggestions.
I feel like we should at least go out for happy hour or something.
It would be fun if we do a live
one.
Oh,
that would be fun.
But that would require our listeners to actually be on. So actually, if you want a live episode,
yes,
we would. I mean, I personally
if you want to
love
be
that.
on a live episode,
you can call in.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
100 episode.
That'd be fun. Let's do it.
That would be probably. Would it be if we keep on? So right now, as you might have noticed, we're doing this more like bi-weekly.
Yeah.
Approach. If we keep on doing that, would it be probably the beginning of next school year? I'm guessing.
Well, you know what? Let's wait and see.
Let's wait and see.
We're not going to make any commitments.
Yeah.
We're just going to wait and see. But I like that idea.
That'd be fun.
Hey, we're talking about big kids this week.
Before we do that, though, because
yes.
we had a recording element, and I'd like to bring it back.
Yeah.
So we talk a lot about making sure that we don't burn out and making sure,
and especially after the last episode talking about behavior issues, burnout is really relevant.
Burnout's real, and also we need to make sure that we don't just talk about like taking care of our bodies, but also what are you doing outside of the education sphere right now to replenish yourself,
to replenish my creativity,
or whichever,
or just whatever. I've been trying to go outside for more walks. I love being outdoors, and we just got a new off-leash dog park in our neighborhood. Cool. Yes, we've been going meeting all the little doggy friends.
Nice.
Which is fun. Just trying to be more intentional about that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scheduling
stuff.
I've also been like meal planning. And
okay.
It's good to get enough fruits and vegetables. That's positive. Pro tip. I know you've never heard that before. Move more and eat fruits and veggies. Yeah, turns out you feel better when you do those things.
There are some listeners I'm going to give advice to that because I know you don't like your veggies. So
Josh Southern,
you know who you are. But yeah, he's gonna get. I'm getting some nasty stuff. But regardless, seriously, eat your veggies, everyone. It's good for you. It looks pretty.
It does.
It looks very pretty.
It does. What are you doing to replenish yourself?
I know it's minor, but first off, I'm just trying to make sure I am seeing people. It's kind of important to be with other people as opposed to just your work folk, whatnot. No, just
like hanging out with friends.
Just grabbing a meal. That's partially that. Also partially, some people read, some people watch movies. For me, I delve into video games, and I love the narrative element, and also there's a lot of great music and that's attached to video games, and I know your kids are listening to that kind of stuff, so it's worth delving into. Right now, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is coming out, so I'm just prepping for that. So
awesome,
great soundtrack, worth listening.
Okay,
heads up.
Good to know. Send it to me.
We'll do.
I'll totally listen to it.
Cool.
We should put together a John and Crystal playlist.
Yeah, Chaotic Harmony playlist.
Yeah.
Okay.
But a self-care playlist.
Ooh.
Like a teacher self-care.
A little tease. What would be one song on your self-care?
Just one?
Well, you can do fine. 3, up to 3.
Okay.
Because we want to tease.
Okay, so we talked about what Crystal loves to read, right?
Check that.
Okay. So one that...
Because Jesus loves them.
What? Jesus... You have to listen to the bloopers for that one in an old episode. Okay, so this one is not all the way in that category, but there's a really popular series of books that starts with Court of Thorns and Roses, which I really thoroughly loved. And there's a scene in book 2 it's book 1 where the main character is she's been captured and she's in a dungeon and she's basically at the end of her rope, and another character through magic sends her music to keep her from breaking, and a film composer scored what she thought that sounded like, and so it's called Music to Keep You From Breaking, and it is just the most lovely violin piece. So I would absolutely put that on there. It makes me shiver. Like it's just beautiful. That would be on there.
I think for me, there's this group of musicians called Dreamers Circus. They're a Nordic trio, and they were actually the last group I saw before COVID hit. I saw them live 2 days before schools shut down, and they released an album called NP. They released an album that features a kids choir, and it just does a bunch of like Nordic folk songs. In fact, at the Vapa Festival, it's coming up soon for us.
Yes,
I'm bringing in. We're just singing one song from that album.
Cool.
But there's one song. It's so beautiful. It's actually worth watching.
Yeah.
There's a YouTube. They recorded it live. It's the first song on the album called "Npige Kikie," "Npige Kiki Enge," and it is. Once it hits the last part, there is a temporal shift. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but there's a shift in the meter, and I just always melt with a smile.
Nice.
It is so beautiful. And then seeing what the kids do, because they don't just sing it, they also decide during that section, the instruments are playing live, and they just they do something very Orff-like, just put it that way.
I love it. Can't wait to see it.
So
it's gonna be
let's do a
awesome.
playlist. That sounds great.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. There you go. We'll collaborate on that and put it out on the socials.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Are we ready to dig into it now?
Turn
A hard right turn. Back to our previous topic. Okay. We talked about big kids last year.
We did.
But 4th, 5th, and 6th graders, when you are an elementary teacher, are a whole different ball game than kindergarten through 3rd.
Vastly.
You have to be like a different human. It's super weird when you have like 6th graders in the morning, then you have to teach kindergarten or vice versa, because you have a completely different personality when you're teaching these different age groups.
It's like with K to 3.
Yeah.
Like, you say something fun and dumb and cool. It's like, oh, I'll follow you.
Yeah.
For them,
They're in.
Upper grade, it's like their brains are forming. And so they're understanding the world differently. So you got to change how you approach it. So
you do. They're in a completely different developmental place. And I would say even I have to teach my 6th graders completely differently than I teach everybody else. Even 4th and 5th grade, like they've got some similarities. You get into 6th grade.
I don't know if I'm becoming more aware as a now 9th year teacher, but I feel like, or if I'm becoming more aware, or if it's been since COVID, but I feel like the 6th graders, I'm realizing they are pre-middle school.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Or some districts, of course, they are middle school.
Also, in California, they are actually older now that we have TK. Like, as a cohort, they're about 6 to 8 months older than our old 6th graders were before they instituted TK.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I remember back in which year it was? It was the year where the 6th graders came back from school closures. That was the thirstiest 6th grade class I've ever had. I swear. They shared me stories I did not want to hear underneath the playgrounds. It's like, what?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Just be people.
Please. I know. But I had a college professor that used to say, when they hurt your feelings, you just have to remember they're not people yet. They're pre-people.
I'm mixed about that, but I understand the sentiment.
I think about that all the time, though. And I'm just like, oh, you're not a fully formed human yet.
Developing. Yes, very much.
You're a developmental fetus. We'll keep working on you.
But aren't we all developing? Ugh.
Oh, it's true.
Or de-developing my knees.
Why are they so different?
So, again, I go back to my last episode. I'm a musician, not a scientist.
Oh, okay. Got it.
But why are they so different?
Like my husband likes to say, I'm not a doctor. But he says it about everything. Like, why is my car broken? I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
What?
It's so stupid. You can have that.
Okay. That's a shirt. There we go.
It is. I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
So as we teach our upper graders, it's just different. Like what do you how do you approach the upper graders?
I'm definitely like a warm, adoring, music teacher to the little ones, because I do genuinely love them so much, and it's just so nice that they're so happy to see you. I hate just to eat it up, and I'm such an extrovert. But in front of the older kids, I can still joke with them a little bit, but it's just a more I don't even know how to put it, but like I love you, but I've got really high standards, and you're going to meet them kind of a personality, I show up like, okay, it's good to see you guys. And I always greet them like that, like with eyes lit up at the door, and they choose like handshake, hug, high five, fist bump, silly dance. And I greet every single one of them, and I look at them in their eye, and I say, it's really good to see you today. And I say their name. And sometimes they'll want to chat for a little bit. So I have a activity that they do when they come in my classroom.
That's cool. Good.
Yeah.
I think, the chat, I don't know, but I think the element that's really different for the upper graders for me is that the conversation.
Yeah.
Like kids will, lower graders, they're just gonna enjoy it. Like, then they walk away and it's like, hi, Mr. Solomon, and then it's like, you know, just
and then they're out.
But then they're out. But the thing I really like about working with upgraders is that you can have some really good conversations with them.
You can.
Yeah, even
individually, they're amazing. As a group.
Cheers. Clink. But like
sixth graders as a group are rough. They're a rough deal.
They were rough nubs, and for my class as well. But like, yeah, I've had some really good times where they stay, or even in small groups when they stay after band. We just have conversations about life.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's something like the little kids. They're a warm fuzz.
Yeah.
The upper graders, they stimulate the brain.
Yeah, they sure do. Yeah, they're in a different place. Mm-hmm. So they're so self-conscious. Like just so incredibly self-conscious.
Yep.
And like they're going through puberty. Their brains are changing. Did you know that the pubescent brain is making more changes and more connections and growing more than they have since infancy and will for the rest of their lives?
That makes sense.
I know.
That makes sense, sure.
I know. We had a family psychologist who let me know to buckle up because she said it's incredible that the 11, 12, 13-year-old brain has a lot of parallels to the 2, 3, and 4-year-old brain. So she's like, you'll be living a little deja vu when your kids get to that age. Yeah.
Okay. And your kids are? Yes.
No, we're there.
Yeah.
Yep. She was right. Yeah, she was definitely right. Yeah. And they're more afraid to take risks and to try stuff. Yeah. It's like you ask little kids to do a movement and they're all in. Like, okay, show me a big movement and a small movement and a square movement and a round movement. And sometimes I got kids where we're trying to do a movement, or I'm trying to get them to do a movement activity. They're like, what? Or even like pass the beanbag to someone else and they're like limp wrist and like barely hanging on to it and like
I guess
trying to communicate with every fiber of their being that I am doing this against my will. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I'm not giving up on upper graders for sure, but this as far as movement goes.
Oh, okay.
But upper graders for the sixth graders, this cohort, I had to have stopped the movement because they were not having it.
Yeah.
And so I've kind of pivoted away from that, whatnot. I've had to rethink, okay, what can I, because if the upper graders were, you know, invested, they could do some really cool stuff.
I know.
Because they have the vocabulary.
And they have, and the ability, just the physical ability to do cool stuff.
And so, yeah, like movement, I think I've put on pause for a bit. We'll see if I bring it back next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get them to move in a steady beat as long as it's not in an embarrassing way. Mm-hmm. And I found that having some sort of tangible in the activity, like a beanbag or a tennis ball or whatever, is helpful.
Okay.
Yeah, having something to hold, because if they make that thing move, then it's not them, it's the thing, you know, and you know, they don't want to touch each other. So unless they want a freaking spoon, like it's one or the other. It's like
it's all in or all out.
It really is. They'll either hold hands or like they'll just be completely like attached to each other, or they won't hold hands for a folk dance. It's like, it's ridiculous.
But oftentimes they'll want a spoon privately. And so if it's like, never mind.
It's just, it's absurd. It's so absurd. I think that they're so egocentric. They're aware that they are their own person and other people have a perception of them for the first time ever in their entire lives. And that awareness is just like so jarring that they're so afraid. They're afraid of looking stupid. Yeah. And they have this impression that since they just discovered that people are watching them, that everybody's watching their every move all the time, you know? Oh my goodness. And also I think that it's easy for me to forget, like, they're on social media. Yeah. That was not a factor in my life, not until college.
Yeah. And so a lot of the things that, unfortunately, like this, one of the cohorts of the upgraders, they can be nasty.
Oh yeah. We're dealing with a whole TikTok thing right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's to the point where some of my students back in the day, they were banned from teams.
Yeah.
And so it's frustrating because right now we're doing a lot of digital based stuff with my sixth graders. And okay, can you send it to my teams? Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. Okay. So it's social media is a different element because while we used to be able to see our behaviors visibly, or people were able to witness some of the mean stuff that we did visibly, they can do it much more discreetly and whatnot. So
and they're good at hiding tabs that they don't want you to see on their computers, turns out. But so they've got all this stuff going on, but they're still little kids. And I got kind of a reminder of that. Did I tell you about the super passes that I give out? It's something that they can only earn from me or the art teacher.
Remind me.
Okay, so they're these little prizes that we came up with, and they're super passes, and it's my favorite thing ever because they don't cost me any money. If they earn a super pass for being great in VAPA, then they can choose one of 4 options, and it's no homework, which we got cleared with their teachers before we offered. Cool. That's always a popular one. Bring a stuffed animal to class.
Nice.
That can fit in your backpack. Somebody brought
big old Snorlax.
Somebody brought the biggest squishmallow I've ever seen in my life. They're like rolling it.
Oh my gosh!
It was the size of a beanbag chair, so we had to make that rule.
Also, they're like what, 3 foot?
No, it was a third grader, but still, we had to make that rule. It was so ridiculous.
They're riding a squishmallow to school, essentially. It's like,
basically, I'm like, you brought your bed. You brought a bed to school. What are you doing? So
that's great.
So it's no homework or bring a stuffy, or you can do a art or music show and tell. So cool. The kids that have instruments at home or make art at home love that one. Cool. Or you can request a favorite music class activity or song that we've done. Okay. So I was thinking of that because so many of the 5th graders especially, and a couple of the 6th graders, have requested favorite things from when they were in kindergarten or 1st grade. It's like, so they have this whole like, don't treat me like a little kid unless I ask for it, right? Like they want to do the muffin song with the sticks. Yeah.
I mean, this is 6th graders, right? 5th graders?
Yeah, both of those classes.
I mean, these were kids, like, those were times before COVID. Those were times before trauma. That was the good times.
That's true.
So, like, or nostalgia, I mean, no. It's funny. Nostalgia is a weird word, but I think for the sake of our conversation, like, nostalgia and how people treat it nowadays, like, it's nice. It makes them feel pleasant.
Yeah.
So... yeah, I don't blame them. I get it.
Yeah.
That's a cool device though. Like, I have to snag that.
It's been really positive.
Good.
Yeah, I'm happy to send you the template if you want it. We can put it on our Patreon if you would like to have it.
Patreon.com/CSClassroom.
You can have my super passes if you want them. I feel like they talk so much more than the little kids. I can get the little kids quiet. It takes a lot of training, but it's like once they hit 4th grade, they won't stop talking.
That's not the case for me.
Oh, okay. They're perfect angels.
No, not perfect angels. But oh my goodness.
Oh, your little kids talk.
My little kids talk. I shared the last episode. They share. They share. They will not stop sharing. They love sharing. Oh my goodness. I'm just like, I guess I'm just in the corner right now. Like, just chill, man, dude. It's like, yeah, no.
Can I tell you that my favorite thing that's happened with my student teacher so far?
Oh, please, by all means.
So I got a new one.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, I did. He introduced himself, and then he asked a group of 1st graders if anybody had any questions.
Okay.
It was the best thing ever. This little girl, the first, like, all the hands go up, of course. And then one little girl, like, gets called, and she's like, okay, so me and my mom, we went to the grocery store, and then we were walking down, and we realized that we need to get some more cat food because I have a cat and she's orange. And I'm like, yes.
I mean, I try to allow questions, but it often does get that question heavy air quotes. It's like, is this a question or a share?
Right.
I no longer use the word comment because sometimes they just don't, it doesn't process.
Yes.
So is this a question or a share? Mm-hmm. So I want, is this a question or a share? It's like, so the other day, is this a question or a share?
Share.
It sounds like a share. Moving on. Man,
Sorry, I just had to share that. It was so delightful. I just let him sink. I didn't rescue him.
Nope.
Nope.
Sometimes
gotta learn.
You gotta learn that way. Oh man. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Sorry, I cut you off.
No, I don't remember what I was saying, but that was worth it.
I don't either.
Heavily worth it. We were talking about kids. My upper graders don't like. They do talk, but my second graders
they can go. You need individual bubbles for them.
I just want them to. Can we just do the thing? Can we just do the thing? So.
Do you do meditation with them ever?
I have done.
Like Headspace.
Well, yeah, centering stuff.
Oh, Headspace is great. This is not sponsored at all. They'd give me no money. But Headspace is a website that's a lot like kind of the Calm app sort of a style. They have like guided breathing exercises and meditations and stuff. They give a free account to educators. Mm-hmm. So if you are a teacher and you're interested in it, my favorite two are the breathe and focus ones. And they're either 1 minute or 3 minutes. You can even choose the person, like the voice actor who reads it. Mm-hmm. And there's really cute visuals that help you breathe. So highly recommend. They come in crazy from lunch. You put on a minute of guided breathing and it's just about focusing on breathing in and out. And I tell the kids, this can be a 1 minute activity or a 10-minute activity. But as soon as you start talking, it stops and we start over again.
Sure.
And then I say the same thing when I teach them how to listen to music too. So like when we're doing a listening activity, I have my poster. Here's how you listen. And if there's any talking, I stop it and start it over at the beginning. And so there was 1 year with a group of second graders. They're my fourth graders now. Actually, come to think of it. If you heard the last episode. Fascinating. It did take 20 minutes to play a 2-minute song, but I only had to do it once. And they learned how to listen to music without talking.
It's painful.
It's so painful, but we have to teach them.
Yeah, we do. We got to showcase, we got to model it.
We do.
Yeah.
The difference between hearing and listening. We go over that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do some stuff.
Maybe you should do some stuff.
Another short idea.
Maybe I should do some stuff. I like it.
Oh man, it's been a day. Okay. Well, yeah. So our upper graders are different.
Yes.
Do you do so?
What do you do differently to teach your upper graders to engage them? What works with them?
I mean, it's as we mentioned earlier. Things have shifted since COVID, so how I engage them is different.
Yep. I would agree with that 100%.
I think, and what I do with my fourth graders is different from my fifth and sixth graders.
Yeah.
And I'm experimenting. I'm doing a lot of experimenting, and maybe that's good, maybe it's not. I don't know. But like, for my sixth graders and fifth graders, right now they are working on composition. Mm-hmm. We started initially on band lab. I think I mentioned that in a previous episode. Mm-hmm. And it's been good, sans the whole element of cloud-based saving.
Yeah.
So that's always a challenge. But I also realized I didn't give enough parameters. So like they were doing a great job with like loops, but I really wanted them to focus on form. What is form? Helping them understand form. And like they kind of got it, but they kind of didn't. So we actually went a little more simpler and went back to Chrome Music Lab, in which they did a little bit actually back on online days. But all right, so we spent a lot of time on what is a melody, what makes a good melody, and the colorful element helps a lot. So they can kind of, and it's not helpful though. My screen is giving off different hues of the colors, and so it's like it's a nice big 72-inch screen, but like it's just like
it doesn't look like theirs.
It's not. So it's like, why is that purple different? But regardless, we're creating melodies, creating form, make sure it's singable, making sure it's also like So and also so we're now transferring that back into Band Lab, and that's it's curious. We're seeing how it works, because like you can go into the whole MIDI editor and click on the boxes, and they have that. They're kind of getting it.
Okay.
And then they can also afterwards, then they can add the drum loops and such. I went to a really good. I know it was a month ago, but went to a really good session on NAMM. We gotta probably just do a little upset on that.
Yeah.
And the guy that was leading it, I should remember his name. Chad Z, last name is Z.
You said that was a really good session.
It was a really good session, yeah. And also he is our CMEA president-elect, so hi, Chad. I hope your name's Chad. But
to be confirmed in a future episode.
But he also was talking about band lab, and some of the things that he does was having them not necessarily sing, but rap, or using drum loops to just, you can speak, you can, like, why is that? It goes back to also the session I went to on the AAPI music education gathering. Like, why are we focused so much on singing? Singing is good, it's important, but it's not the only facet of music. And so kids can then create music by just speaking based off of maybe a piece of literature they've read in their classroom. And because then we're getting them parameters, we're getting them frameworks. They're not just, because a blank canvas is going to scare kids.
Yes, it's overwhelming.
It is.
Absolutely. I feel the need to push a little bit back on the singing. Because I think that singing is where music starts in a person. Like, you have to be proficient with using your voice. That's not something that we practice enough. And there are so many benefits to singing, especially in a group. You don't get the same benefits with group chanting. We have the data on that. And so you do need to teach them how to be proficient singers. But of course, yes, chanting and rapping, all of that is valid. That is valid music. We need to honor it. But you gotta teach them how to sing.
I agree.
It's muy importante.
Maybe this is a conversation for later.
Yeah. Why is singing important?
Why is it important? And also on the flip side, I can play, because I agree with you, but I can also play devil's advocate. Why do we stress singing too much to the point where kids then, if they don't feel confident enough to sing, they just
stop.
Out.
Okay.
So
older ones especially.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, my lower graders sing like angels. You get all of them in a room together, and like people stop in their tracks when they come to Finney and they hear my lower graders sing. It's beautiful.
It's nice.
It is. That's my favorite sound in the whole world.
So that's what I'm doing with upper graders.
Okay.
I also with my fourth graders, I'm still doing a lot of stuff I'm doing with the littles, but more advanced stuff.
Sure, just stepping it up, taking it deeper.
And I think that since they are more detached from the trauma of COVID, I don't know. It's like they're more willing to do it.
Yes.
So, and also not just that, but also because they are still younger upper graders. So I think they're still more willing to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm doing with my upper graders.
I haven't been ruined by puberty yet.
The P word.
I don't like it. I'm doing a lot of centers with my kids.
You mentioned this before. Yeah.
So I can talk about centers.
Okay.
And I have to give credit where it's due. Kate Bright really helped empower me to do centers. So I serve with Kate.
Hi, Kate.
Hi. On the board of the American Center for Elemental Music and Movement. She is a fabulous music and movement educator out of Pennsylvania. And I learned so much from her. She has a really fun Facebook group called Elemental Music Adventures. Rubber chickens, mostly not required.
It's a hoot.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
And she's just a fun person. And she's brilliant. She is an incredible theorist and just, and so much fun. So anyway, she talked about how centers are basically how the normal teachers, the gen ed teachers, are not like quitting every day and jumping off buildings because like the children need to have independent work. They need to be able to do their own thing.
Yeah.
And it's such a great way to give a little bit of choice and give the kids that little bit of buy-in because they get to choose their own adventure in some ways, but still directing the learning and meeting the learning objectives. So I'm working also on Band Lab, and I've got a couple of things. I too have found that I needed to step it back. So what I decided to do was we talked about BPM and how you need to have the same BPM in all the loops that you choose.
It's true. It's true.
And I started with like, pick a drum line and make a line 12 measures long that is a drum beat that you can play a steady beat to. Okay, now add a bass line, and this is what it should sound like. Okay, now add piano or guitar. Make sure the BPM lines up. Make sure it's in the same key. But we had to go that slow.
Yeah, you gotta go slow.
Yeah.
Like as a composition major myself, like I really, this is easy, or not easy, but I want to get to the good stuff. Another thing, and I even see some of my more brighter students. They also were like, "This is too fast."
Yeah,
and so it's okay if everyone's like, going like
they're still
lost.
Kids.
They are still kids.
It's so easy to forget that they're little kids.
And back to what I was saying earlier, like you can have amazing conversations with them.
Yeah.
And they're very bright, but in the end, they are still
They're
kids.
children.
And we
yeah.
also, when we were learning, we needed time as well.
Yes. Yeah, learn the basics and then you can step it up. Yeah. So I've got 2 band lab centers that are going right now. One's working on the beat and then the other one is adding in a little bit of fill percussion.
So what you're saying is that kids are adding on to other people's music?
No, they're adding onto their own.
Okay.
Yeah, or onto mine usually. So like they had to establish a beat and then I picked one that somebody did and then you can upload it and have everybody build on top of it, which is cool. I really like that about BandLab. So I've got that going and then I have a center that is them folding origami music notes. And we've been decorating the hallway with origami music notes.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, they're eighth notes, but also sometimes we make them without stems so that we can use them to make patterns. So they can like write out giant music notes. They're cute. So that's another center. And it's kind of a brain break.
Wait, them heads, stems or note heads?
Stems.
So
or the flags.
Oh, without flags. Okay.
Yeah, some without flags. That's what I meant.
Okay, gotcha.
Sorry about that.
It's all good.
Excuse me. Okay. Yeah. And so I've got rainbow origami music notes decorating the classroom and the kids really like it. And it's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice for them. And then we're also doing a bunch of guitar work. So I found that I can much more successfully work with a group of 6 people than with the entire class. Okay. It's just it's too overwhelming. It's too tempting to play the guitars. I was getting frustrated even... This is so ridiculous.
Video content's amazing right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, synchronized burp and cough.
It's so lovely. Anyway,
guitars.
Thank you. Yeah, having everybody at the same time was just too hard.
Sure.
And I felt like I wasn't able to pay attention to the kids who needed more support.
Yeah.
So centers was a good solution. So I do work with one center and then I have a series of guitar lessons that I found out in the wild and put together in a YouTube playlist and then dropped into a Google slideshow to get rid of the ads. So I'll have the kids bring up that slideshow and work on a lesson independently with their computer sitting on the counters facing out full screen on the video. So I know that they're staying on task and they have to be playing guitar the whole time. So it's been good.
Little hack, by the way.
Yeah.
uBlock Origin. uBlock Origin. It's a works for Mozilla or also Chrome. Just to have it as a little plugin. No ads.
No ads.
So if you want to deal with YouTube ads, it's a way to go.
Do you have the kids add that?
Oh, I see. So you're talking about their laptops.
Yeah, they have their devices.
I mean...
If I share a Google slideshow with them, it's just easy.
Sure.
And then I do like a tiny URL and then they just type it in.
It could be a dedicated day where just, hey, everyone, we're going to look this up. We're going to install this. Because I can install on my work laptop, so I can imagine
I should be able to do it. Yeah, no, that's a good tip. But I've just found like everybody's more on task if we're in small groups. Oh, and then I got to tell you how I divide them up into groups. So I got this from one of the 6th grade teachers.
Okay.
Brilliant. So everybody gets to pick one partner that they work with, that they really want to be with, and I choose the rest of their group. And it's so awesome.
Okay.
It solved so many problems because they get a little bit of choice,
right.
but then they're not with a whole group of friends and then just cutting up the whole time.
Right.
It's really good.
Okay.
That was a good hack. Yeah.
So centers, do they rotate throughout the class?
They do about 10 to 15 minutes on a center and then we rotate to the next one.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you find that the guitar ever bleed over into other areas because that's the one that creates the most sound? Is that disturbing or
no? And having only 6 of them, and then if it's really controlled, it's really not that loud.
Okay.
Yeah, and the kids working on BandLab have headphones,
right?
So it's fine. Yeah, and it's a lot more bearable for me than 21 guitars going at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
That kind of makes my head explode.
Yeah, that's cool. So 15 minutes per, and then
rotate.
Rotate
clockwise. I made a bunch of little number tents for the different numbers of the station, and then I have I have all of their names written out for who's in what group and their group number, and then I just check off what center they did, so that if we don't finish, then I know who needs to go where next time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's working.
Okay.
Yeah. It's working for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing I want to share on BandLab, something I kind of stole from Jesse.
He is worth stealing from.
Friend of the show. Hi, Jesse.
Hi, Jesse.
So for Jesse, like something that we were talking about earlier, like the whole like element of communal music making. Mm-hmm. That's one big fear I've had about entering this whole BandLab and Chrome Music Lab space is that like we're just on our laptops making music individually. And yes, we have a showcase. We have like kids listen and we get to hear and kind of analyze and cheer on the music. But making music together, this is not the same thing. Jesse had this really cool solution to that, is having the kids make it together. And so, for example, how
does that work?
So what it takes courage, and so you have to wait. But like what I do for Chrome Music Lab, I created the first measure.
Okay.
Our job is make a piece four measures long.
Okay.
And so the first I make the first measure, and then the second measure, I said, all right, do you want to repeat or make something new? And they can choose based off what they say. If it's something new, I said, all right, who wants to hum me something? And it's not going to be distinct, but I can kind of gather, okay, that's a 2, 2, 3, 4, and then place it in there, and also I can kind of cheat a little bit if it's not a great area for that section. Because sometimes, especially for the fourth one, even if it needs to be a repeated section, I might make it change it so it ends on do. So, but anyways, I hear that they're giving me rhythm. The pitch is kind of muddled sometimes, or maybe it's really good, but oftentimes when they're humming a melody, they're apprehensive, so they're not going to sing amazingly. But yeah, so I take that. Okay, cool. We'll take that, and then all right, next measure. Do we want to make a new melody or copy something from before? Okay, if you want to copy something before, A or B. And then we create a 4-bar melody, whatnot. And then they can choose also the instrumentation, because Chrome Music Lab is much more narrow. So they can say, oh, let's do the...
less choices, less overwhelming.
Exactly.
I like it.
Yes. And so if anyone does want to enter the music making space, I think Chrome Music Lab is a good start.
We could do a whole workshop on that.
We could.
Yeah. Maybe we should.
Maybe for chapter, actually. Chapter share, actually.
Oh, chapter share. Put a pin in it.
Actually.
I like it. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. You let me know how that final piece goes with the 6th graders.
Yeah, I will.
Maybe we'll do a little catch up.
Yeah, at the end of the season.
End of the season. There we go.
Yeah, we'll see. The goal is that they get into groups and then they have to play something that they made together. Oh, I was gonna say something that I got that was really a good purchase for BandLab is I got these little headphone splitters. They go 5 people can share one. 5 people, fascinating. Yeah. Okay, because I have maybe it could be the splitter. There were these splitters left over in the computer room. It's like, oh, okay, so no one's. I'll take it. Yeah.
But the thing is, you only get one ear out. They only send out one channel. So it's I'm wondering if it's just an older splitter that just sent out one.
Yeah, we haven't had that problem with these ones.
Cool.
Yeah, I have kids share their stuff all the time. Okay, you're finished in BandLab. Find someone else who's done and buddy up. Here's a splitter.
Jesse Rogers, you're listening to this. Why is that happening? Just help me.
Yeah. They're sometimes you can find them. They're called snowflake splitters because they're 6 different ways.
Gotcha.
Yeah, one goes into your computer, 5 other jacks. Yeah. Yep.
I really would, if I wanted to lean into this, I know, I would love to get MIDI controllers.
Yeah, I know. Well,
But we'll see.
We'll see.
Cool. And, yeah. Are they engaged? Are they?
Mostly.
Mostly? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Have you felt like this is, successful? Because I feel like did you feel like you needed to pivot towards this way recently, or...
I mean, it's always an ever-changing, ever-evolving thing. As the kids grow, you have to try new stuff.
Yeah.
They were really motivated to work on their stuff for their concert back in Halloween time, but they get older really fast.
Yeah.
And you lose a little bit of engagement. So it's been a good thing.
I wonder.
And they're good kids.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I wonder if, I'm just postulating here, I'm wondering if because they had a deadline because they had a place to showcase.
Yeah.
That's where the motivation was.
A lot more buy-in. You know what, though? I've done showcases toward the end of the year, and it hasn't been as good. That's why we did it. I was like, I want the 6th graders to give their showcase as soon as possible.
Sure. I mean, senioritis is a thing.
It is a thing. Yeah. It is a thing. I think there's a lot of factors at play in that, but I try to schedule them as early as possible.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, good talk. Good luck with your big kids.
And let us know.
Yeah.
What do you do with your upper graders?
What's working with your upper graders?
And also,
how many of you even have 6th grade? I've heard that that's kind of unusual.
It is unusual. I mean, did you go to a school for elementary?
No, I didn't. My sister did, but I didn't.
Sorry, I didn't finish that sentence. So you didn't go to school at all then?
No, I didn't. No, I knew what you meant. That had 6th grade as part of elementary school. No, I didn't.
Okay. Yeah, same here.
That was part of middle school. And that's part of my own children's. Yeah, they're in middle school already in 6th grade.
Gotcha.
Here at home, so.
But yeah, if you, one thing before I get to that. It was really weird. I had a student that was in Santa Unified, 6th grade. She moved to Chula Vista. She went from middle school back to elementary. Oh. That was a bit of a whiplash for her.
She didn't like that.
She was a good sport, but it was definitely, this is weird.
Yeah. That's understandable.
Yeah.
They are different.
Yeah, different.
Yep. It's true.
Let us know, what do you do with your your 6th graders? And also, email us at counterparts@gmail.com. And also, in this time, I want you to send us a message saying macadamia nut. Do it. All right. Spiccato at the break?
Yes.
I want to take a quick break and thank my husband, Brian, who's been working behind the scenes producing these episodes every week on all of the platforms and on time. But you need to know that he is first a financial planner for Mission Trails Financial. Mission Trails Financial is a partner that seeks to guide clients in the journey to financial success. They believe that people need a financial advisor that aims to provide strategies for success. Mission Trails Financial helps people navigate investments, tax planning, and insurance. Imagine working with an advisor who isn't tied to specific brands. Mission Trails Financial has a fiduciary responsibility to act in the best interests of their clients by providing independent, objective advice. Their mission is to help clients accomplish their financial goals. As Joe Vitale once said, a goal should scare you a little and excite you a lot. Do yourself a favor and set up a time to chat with Mission Trails Financial. Visit www.missiontrailsfinancial.com or call 619-419-0238 to schedule a call. You'll be glad you did. We believe that leaning on professionals is how we get ahead. Check out the program notes for more information.
Welcome back from the break, but before we get to our Spiccato, our hard left turn, 89. We need a sound effect. Just dedicate that. Thank you so much, everyone who's followed us from the beginning, and thank you all who's joined us part way. Please make sure, though, you spread the good chaotic harmony word by making sure you hit that like on our YouTube video. If you're not listening on YouTube, go on YouTube. It costs you nothing. And hit a like. Make sure you also give us a review. I have checked in a bit. Have we gotten a review? I would be very sad if we haven't. You know, Crystal's seen me cry before, so she might see me cry again. But leave us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
Because Google Podcasts is going away.
That was a thing.
Yeah, it is a thing. I know. I'm sad about it. Nobody else is. It's turning into YouTube music.
You know, Google keeps on switching things up. I don't like it.
I mean, not like you.
Yeah. So, no one's reviewed me us lately, so it makes me tear. But also, if you want to be a part of this community, patreon.com/chclassroom, you get some cool stuff, and we're slowly leaking some other ideas onto it. We talked about the whole the tickets, so we'll have that eventually up. Maybe. We'll see. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll have... patreon.com/chclassroom. Thank you, everyone.
Yes.
And now, back to Spiccato.
Spiccato. We've had a lot of rain lately.
Which is
it's a big deal for San Diego because our schools are reliant on the assumption that the children can go outside.
Yes.
I've said this before. Like all of the hallways, they aren't
hallways.
They're not.
They're open hallways.
They're outdoors. They're covered.
And for me, I don't have an awning that goes.
Oh, you don't?
No, I don't have an awning that goes from the first grade classroom.
So just all making a mad dash through the rain.
I talked to the kindergartners. We're going to do two things. Quickly and quietly. Let's go.
And... that did not work out.
Yeah, and then the kid's like, one kid is like walking over. It's like, I'm walking because I don't want to slip and fall. Like, I understand that. I understand that. But get over here.
What a good listener.
Seriously. But yeah, so rain.
Yes, rain. And so I was kind of trying to figure out what to do with rainy day recess because I really don't like it.
Ooh, I did a goof.
Did you?
Yeah, we did a staring contest competition, and it just did not.
So you don't recommend that?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
It's not, at least not with my cohort.
Our family loves board games. We play a lot of board games in the Pridmore house, and What Do You Meme is one of my kids' favorites. And it's just a bunch of silly pictures of animals and people, like stock images, and then captions. And so it works like apples to apples,
yes,
where you put a picture up, like a chihuahua making a silly face, and then everybody looks at their hand and chooses what they think is the best caption. One of you is the judge, and then they read through everything and they pick which one they think is best. And then if you get to 5 that people have chosen, then you're the winner.
This next part I'm going to say is not like for your students. So if you have little kids, cover their ears.
Oh no.
It's way more fun when you're not straight in mind. A good drink after, just like you see pictures, like, oh, that just looks so stupid.
It's true. It's also really fun if it's pictures of your family. Like family members.
Okay.
Like we've added pictures before at family events. And so that's a fun twist on the game. And then you're putting captions to your own family's pictures. But I feel like there are music class applications. I was looking at these and I was like, what could you do in music class with a game of What Do You Meme?
This part might be more apt for our YouTube audience. So if you're on YouTube also, you can hit that like button, by the way.
Screaming child. There's a lamb making an interesting face.
I'm glad none of these were made to NFTs. Some of these aren't memes. They're just pictures.
Oh, yeah. They're all just pictures.
That's all a meme is, but okay.
Yeah.
Squirrel that's eating a carrot.
Uh-huh. So what I was thinking was...
Baller grandma.
I thought it would be funny to have one person maybe choose a picture that we display after we've learned a new piece, like a new little Orff volumes piece, for example. And then you have the photo displayed, and then another person chooses the caption. And so you have like the picture, and you basically just score the photo.
Yeah. Okay.
Score
the photo with a caption, or for
like you could have somebody dramatic, like display the picture, play the music, and then a dramatic reader when you see the first back to school commercial and it ruins your summer, something like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's kind of like a music and drama activity. That's where my mind went. I feel like they could also be movement inspiration.
Oh yeah. I mean, look at this dog. Audio listeners, you can't do that.
Well, even the captions though. When you do a solo in the school recital and no one applauds, like how do you act that out?
I like it. Yeah, miming. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm looking at all these pictures. I look at the cards as well.
When your mom says you can't go somewhere and you ask your dad and he says you can.
No, like those. Okay, now, sorry, my brain is fried, so I understand what you're talking about scoring. I get it now.
These are always the best ones with my boys. When your fart smells awesome. Anything fart related.
It's a rarity, though. It's a rarity. Whose fart smells awesome? It's funny. I get the funny. I get the comedy. But awesome? No.
Are you done braining for the day?
No. It's like, why did I think this? Like, okay. When your best friend asks you to talk to their crush for them. All right, kids, what kind of chord is that? A C major or a D diminished? Mr. Sully, that's a tritone.
Oh, boy, you've really advanced fifth graders.
It's like, no, I'm kidding. Though we do work with the chords, whatnot, with
absolutely,
ukuleles, whatnot, and so
yeah, we do a lot of Delcros with chords.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that's actually an option. Maybe what chord best fits this? Because they have their 4 basic chords on the uk: C, G, F, A minor,
and then everybody has to play.
Yeah.
That's a fun idea.
An option. So which
I like
chord?
that.
Okay, question. When the person serving you food has long, dirty fingernails.
A minor.
A minor.
What do you think?
I think the kids would probably say G because that's the hardest one to play because it's all the fingers.
Sounds
on
too
it.
Happy.
It does sound too happy, but they're gonna still go to how the tactile feel is. Back to the farts. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that these were written by 12-year-old boys.
Or me, who's a 12-year-old boy. When your chair makes fart noises and people think it's you.
We've all been there. We've all been there.
There's a lot of A minors. Yeah, so I don't know. What would you do, y'all? What do you mean family edition? Get the family edition.
Yes. Always go through the stuff, okay?
Yeah.
There's another game that I did during rainy day called Wrong Answers Only, and that one was really fun, but definitely required some curating. Yes. Yeah. There's 2 baggies in there. One is not labeled, and the other one is safe for school.
Okay. So another thing I've done with upper graders, specifically 4th graders, talking about the picture, remind me. I created this thing on Canva which is took a while to do, but it's a Jeopardy.
Okay.
So game show, trivia. So there's each column whatnot has a question, but one of them I really enjoy that kids really enjoy is memory lane.
Okay.
And so I either ask them a question that's based off a song we've done in the past. So one question was my aunt came back from Timbuktu. She brought with her a wooden shoe.
Oh, got it.
It was a line from a song. And another one is like showcasing, because I take a lot of pictures of my students for the yearbook, and so having a picture, circle 2 faces of them like when they were in kindergarten. Who are these 2 people? And then I circle someone who's no longer at Casillas anymore. Bonus, 50 points. Who's that? So it was a fun way to. It's been a fun way to engage kids. Also, I'm realizing that cohort, man, they cannot accept losing. They get so frustrated. It is so fascinating. I had a lot of tears.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it is what it is.
It is what it is. They gotta learn.
Yep.
Gotta learn to deal with the disappointment sometimes. Yep. I have a round. You want to sing a round? Round of the week. I have a round of the week. It is to ope their trunks.
To ope their trunks?
To ope their trunks.
Trunks.
And it is an English round.
English. Okay.
So we practiced it. Do you want to give it a shot?
Yeah, let's try this out.
To ope their trunks, the trees are never seen. How then do they put on their robes of green? They leave them out. So you can do this every 2 beats, and you can do it in all the places.
All the places.
The more
in the gymnasium,
singers, the
cafeteria,
but but the more people you get singing to it's fun. Yeah, and there's lots of recordings floating in the YouTubes of this one. The YouTubes. Right. Look it up. It's good. Okay, shall we try?
Or watch us.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be tricky, but we'll try. To ope their trunks, the trees are never seen. How then do they put on their robes of green? They leave them out. There you go.
Try again. Let's do it.
I thought we did pretty good.
Oh, I got the words.
As my kids would say, that was fire. That was bussin'.
I don't hear fire.
You don't hear fire?
Lit was like old, but
that's old. My kids say fire.
Fire.
That's so fire.
What do kids say?
I like to misuse their slang. Like, oh, that was drippy. They're like, no. It's so great.
Oh, it's a thing. If you're not checked on TikTok, it's all over the place.
Sorry. Is that too cringy?
Is that too cringy? Oh, man.
I just love trolling them. Live for it. Okay.
Good.
To ope their trunks, the trees are never seen. How then do they put on their robes of green? They leave them out.
Hey.
Kind of feels like falling off a cliff at the end, though, is the thing. Yeah, there you go. That's what it needed. Good job, John.
Or a rubber chicken.
Yeah. No, the big one.
Big Bertha.
we've officially lost it. We better end this episode.
We always wrap it up. Crystal, where can people find you?
You can find me at crystalpridmore.com and all the places where you find my name.
Awesome. And you can find me at first off, find me on johnseligman.com or message me at Mr. Seligman, MrSeligman on all the socials. You can find us at CH Classroom on all the socials as well. Don't forget, we also have a Patreon. We'd love to have a more, I was going to say intimate, but in the denotative term, intimate way of communicating with you. So, yeah, check that out, y'all.
We want to talk with you.
Or just email us, chaoticharmonyclassroom@gmail.com. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
The Chaotic Harmony podcast is a joint project between Crystal Pridmore and Jonathan Seligman. You can find us online at chaoticharmonyclassroom.com. You can email us at chaoticharmonyclassroom@gmail.com and let us know what you think. Give us feedback about what you would like to hear in future episodes. We're on all the socials. Find us on facebook.com/chaoticharmonyclassroom. You can find us on Twitter at @CHClassroom, Instagram at Chaotic Harmony Classroom, and you can even find our episodes on YouTube. Chaotic Harmony is the name of our channel. Special thanks to Brian Pridmore for his help with production and equipment. www.pridmoria.com.
Chicken nugget.
Barbecue sauce.
I did that for you, audience. Chicken nugget. Do you remember how we used to or at least me, I guess, do costume change between episodes?
Yeah.
It's like, no. Too much effort.
Too much work.
I don't like wearing my headphones over my bald head.
Oh.
Because it just looks weird. It looks like a turtle.
I've literally never thought that even once.
Well, I had to look at myself a lot during the online days.